So would you rather be able to see and know exactly what's going to happen without it being able to change, or would you rather think that you not see it and think that you can be able to change it?
So, I mean, the second one is just pretty much just today, like our life. Like we think we can change the future,
Yeah, you think you can change the future, but
but we
you
really
can't.
can't.
But not everybody knows that, right? Because they're not on this
Can,
level of knowledge like the Atreides are.
yeah, can you like let people know what's going to happen, or do you have to keep it to yourself
I don't know. I think you can just do whatever with your knowledge. I mean, I don't think they do anything
and
different
just
with
kind of
it.
like prophesy over what's going to happen and be like, you can do
That's
what you
isn't that kind of
can.
what Paul does a little bit, right? Because he knew like
It's
the jihad was going to happen.
yeah. He kind of says it. I'm sure they kind of like shrugged him off.
Yeah.
Well,
So I
I
don't.
guess today people try to prophesy it and they just kind of shrug them off like, ah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So
And
it's,
like
but I
then
guess,
something happens.
but that's the thing is like the guy in the third book, he's just like hoping that something changes. He lives for like something to change because like he knows he knows exactly what's going to happen,
Yeah,
and so he's blind and he can just walk because like he can just move because he sees everything because he sees the future.
we can't do anything about it.
No, so he's just praying that a change happens.
Does he let people know?
No, everybody thinks he's
Just crazy.
blind, so like he holds onto like
Uh,
a guy's shoulder and guy walks him around even though he doesn't need it, but that way because he's
yeah.
blind, so people don't know what's going on.
Huh.
So it's like, would you rather know or not know? I guess is basically what it is.
Yeah. I can't change anything about it. Do you already know what you're gonna pick?
Yeah, I'd probably pick not know.
I gotta do not know because like if I know like something terrible is gonna happen to like either my wife or like America.
I mean, you got to think that like I feel like the thought of like just or the idea of like not knowing and then thinking that you can like chart your own course and kind of change things,
Be
like
better,
that's way
more
better.
helpful.
That's way better than just knowing and not being able to change
Ooh,
it.
especially if it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You would easily go into a depression and like easily
Yeah,
just turn to alcohol
and
or
I don't
something.
know if it's like, I mean, I guess you just see into the future, but then it's like there's some characters. So, like Aaliyah,
Yeah,
she was, it's in the, that happened in the first one, right?
I'm trying to think, dude. It's been a minute
So
for Aaliyah.
Paul's sister.
Yeah,
You do know about that?
she was 4 years old. I'm gonna check the camera real quick, but
Yeah.
she was 4 years old whenever the book ended.
Yes.
The
Okay.
first
But
one.
so you know how she's preborn because of the spice. So
Yeah, and like she saw
because her
everything.
mom drank
The spice
the
tea
spice
when
tea
she
or
was pregnant
whatever
with
when she was pregnant,
her.
so she's preborn, right?
Yeah,
So when you're preborn, you can you can
she'd come out as an
she
adult.
came out as an adult, right? So
Yeah,
she has the mind of somebody who's thousands of years old because
yeah,
she can see all the way into the past.
yeah.
She can see, you know, her mom's past, her grandma's past. Like she can see all of her ancestors' past. So it's like now there's characters in this third book that kind of have a similar ability. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, would you want to be able to do that? Would you want to be able to see into the past and see everybody's past, or would you want to be able to see
The
the
future,
future?
I'd do past.
Past, right?
Just because I can see what they did wrong, and then
Yeah.
maybe I can
Would you want to be?
change it in the better way.
But can you?
Well, if I know what my dad did, and that didn't work, and like I'm in kind of the same scenario, just different setting, then maybe I can do like do a certain thing to like better myself and have that hope for change.
But yes, hopefully, yeah. Because but according in the Dune world, right? You can't change it. It is what it is. It's done.
Yeah,
You just don't know that it's done. So every move you make is already laid out. That's kind of crazy to
it's
think, isn't
already a
it?
path,
Yeah.
so you really can't.
Like in our world, in our universe, like our timeline, this podcast was supposed to happen. There's no way it wasn't going to happen. It's like think about every decision you ever made in your life. It's like picking where you went to college, like or picking to play football. then picking where you went to college.
Are we
to play
still in Dune
football.
universe, or are we back in reality?
We're back in reality.
We're
Now.
back in
But think about
okay.
it, you picking to play football, picking to
You think it's
go,
all set?
picking to play where you went, like where you went to play in college.
Yeah.
Then like marrying Sarah, coming over here where we live.
And then
Yeah.
you just
Beep. You said it.
oh fuck, I did. Damn. I'll beep it out.
And then like, and then just like, then just picking the books that you've read, like everything like leading up, and it's like I want to start a podcast. And then you asked me to start a podcast, and now we're here. And it's like everything that I've done. It's like picking golf, picking where I went to play, picking to coach, meeting Courtney, following Courtney, like
Yeah.
getting it, like everything worked out. Because it's like I was never supposed to work where I work. Like something just opened up last second, and I was able to slip in. And it's like, and then I started working there, and then met Sarah, and then met you. Yeah, and we started a podcast, and now we're here. Now we're here talking about it.
All led back to here.
Yeah.
So like, my question is, we're here and we're talking.
Yeah.
But like, why? Like, if we didn't do this, then what would have happened in the future?
But we did.
Oh no! But we're here.
But we did.
Do you think our past selves are here right now, or our future selves are here right now, because like we met because we invented like a time machine, and so we're talking about it, and somehow this conversation.
So now you're saying our future selves, time travel's real, and we come back. Have you haven't met your future self yet, though?
No, but like, what if like we just somehow, I don't know, we're kind of getting too off the beaten path, but where does this path take us?
People are probably gonna think we're high.
We're completely sober, by the way.
But like, if you think about it, it's like a lot of specific things had to happen
to get
like
to
us
point.
to get right here. It's like a lot of moving parts. It's like for me to even get my job, it was like one person had to decide to quit their job.
Yeah.
And then there was an opening, and then I got it. And then Courtney dropped my name to the AD, and then I got the job.
Yeah.
And then like all sorts of things had to happen. Like all these moving parts, like people had to quit, people had to move. You guys had to make the decision to come over here. Like Sarah had to like apply for the job. It's like 1,000 different moving pieces. 1,000,000 different things had to happen. Like it's like, and then we end up right here.
Because like I almost didn't want to go to the college that Sarah went to.
Yeah.
Like that we met at. Yeah. I almost like literally like a day away from not going to that college. So if I chose not to go there, we're not here right now. We're not doing this. We're not here.
Yeah.
This isn't real.
Yeah. We're in the Matrix.
Isn't it? Do you believe we're on a set path though? Like what if we keep doing this, where is this path going to lead us?
I don't know. See, that's the thing though. So it's like you have the freedom of choice, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, is every choice already laid out?
So like I think that, so along those lines, I think God made a path, but gave us a free will to think, to think that we can change and
right.
choose.
So it's like, if I like right after this, like I'm on my way home, okay, do I drive that way or do I go that way?
Like, yeah, if you go this way, you're safe.
I have that choice, but it's like, when I make the choice, was that choice already made for me?
Yeah, did you, by all the decisions you made in the past, makes the decision now so that you're safe.
That's basically, what is that? What is that, like predestination? Is that what that's called?
There's something along those lines.
That's wild. That's some heavy. You can just keep going around and around about that.
I was talking to Sarah the other day of like all conversations lead back to the same point.
What is
like
that?
We start at housekeeping. We start at talking about housekeeping.
Yeah.
But then after like an hour or 2 hours, we might lead back to like our first thing about YouTube.
Or like our subscribing.
Yeah.
Or like subscribe, comment.
Calvin or something.
Yeah.
Like, it all leads back to Calvin.
He's gonna love that.
Yeah. But like, because like I'll listen to 3-hour podcasts and like they'll just lead back to one loop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So like you led me through this whole path and whole journey, but now we're back at the start. So like why are we here? You know, like,
to do this.
but we're here, we're talking.
It would be really nice if this like this the podcast took off. Stew.
Yeah.
We don't. Do we ever say the name of the podcast during the podcast?
I don't think so. I don't think we've ever have we
Do we
had.
need to? Do we need to start off the podcast being like, "Hey, welcome to the stew."
This is the stew, by
This
the
is
way.
the yes.
Yeah.
This is the stew. Like
Yeah.
we're stewing right now.
We're really stewing.
We're
We've never
stewing.
really made the comment of hey.
We don't really push the stew.
We
hard.
don't push it very
like
hard.
this is the stew. Like we are
We
the
don't
stew.
cook it hard.
We are the stew, but we don't mention it. We don't
Yeah.
talk about it. We just do it. We just stew.
We
We
just
don't
stew.
we don't mention that we're stewing.
We just have the intro, and then we just talk.
Yeah.
There's like no correlation between us stewing and us talking.
We're
just
just
conversating.
but we just do it. Like so stewing, like we're just stewing about stuff right now. Like we're talking about stuff, we're getting deep into stuff, we're sitting here, we're thinking about it, we're stewing.
Today we are very stewing.
But we don't we don't point out that we're stewing. We just do it.
We
We just stew.
We never talk in stew language.
Yeah, we just do it. But we just actively do it.
We just behind the scenes we're stewing.
We are stewing right now.
But we're stewing, but we're talking about stew.
Well, right now we're breaking the fourth wall on the stew.
Yeah.
Like typically we just stew, right?
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that we're stewing. We just do it. But now we're talking about
But
it.
now we're here.
We've broken it.
This path has led us
Yeah.
to stewing.
Well, yeah, we always stew. We don't always talk about stewing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the act of stewing, we do that.
I think
But we don't always go like, oh hey, we're gonna stew on this. We don't breach it out.
Yeah, well-
because to fit the we're on the stew.
we got to put that in the housekeeping. We got to
How this is the stew?
this right here
This is the
is
stew.
the stew.
Is that what the title card's for? So should we just
I think that's
should we
kinda
just
what
let
it
the
is.
title card say that we're the stew, and then just stew for like an hour
Yeah.
and not mention that we're stewing? Don't mention stew. Don't do anything. Just stew.
Just stew.
Just stew.
We're just stewing. So now you know,
Now you know we're stewing.
and that's
Yeah,
all we're gonna
We're
say.
there.
We're here. All these actions
My
led us to
mom
here.
my mom watches this, and she's
Yeah.
gonna think what she's gonna think.
I love her. I love her mom's comments.
My mom
by the way.
comments a lot. My mom comments on everything, like all
Yeah.
all the posts, like the golf posts
Yeah,
that
I love it.
happen.
Yeah.
Mom's just like, way to go. Very supportive. Yeah.
I love moms.
I'm not high, mom.
Yeah, we're just
tired.
we're just really
it's
stewing
late.
on this.
We're tired, little
Yeah.
delirious.
Yeah, but I have been really thinking about like our actions and like what led us, not really what led us, but like my actions now and how that's going to affect JD. Because I really,
That's tough, dude.
it's so freaking tough. But like I want to be the best father I can for him and for like maybe another future kid or two.
Do you have a level to like? So you think about it, right? It's like, I guess we can get a little deep right now.
We're already here.
How are you at like talking about your emotions, like with Sarah and stuff? Like what you got going on in your head?
I'm pretty good about it.
You're pretty open.
Pretty open about it.
That's good.
She's not very open about it. I usually have to let her talk about it or kind of.
But like, I mean, so let's say you got like, I mean, I don't want to get deep. Like you have like a family
event,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, some people have like a. Sorry, we gotta cut this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you want to cut it? Or do you want to leave it? We
I
talk
don't
about
care.
poop all the
Yeah, I
time.
don't care. So I mean, some people have like, I mean, let's say it's like a divorce or something, right? Your parents get divorced. Like,
Yeah.
that's tough on people, right?
Yeah, it's very tough.
But it's like, are you one like if something was like that to happen, don't want it to, whatever, but it's like, is that something where you'd be like talking about how that made you feel, or are you just gonna like
I can sometimes I get deep into it. I've learned over the years of holding it in just fucking sucks for me. So like I have to talk about it, and sometimes
Yeah.
I talk about it too much, and she kind of gets it. She listens. I'm glad she listens, but like at some point I'm just kind
wait,
of.
why was I talking about this?
I don't know.
I gotta
Oh,
remember.
because we're talking about all actions.
We're talking about kids, right? So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not amazing. I think anybody that knows me knows I'm not amazing at like the touchy feely, like expressing my emotions, like kind of getting, I like letting people know, like I'm not good at like having like awkward conversations. What people would think of as awkward conversations, like
Yeah.
talking about like death and tragedy and like
Yeah.
emotions and like relating with somebody about that stuff. So I always worry like
Keep going.
just getting cozied up, just
Yeah.
getting
Yeah. I
cozy.
guess she's just
Um,
cozying up.
I'm bad at that. So I always worry like I'm also really bad at talking to children. But I've never talked to my children. Like 'cause I don't have any kids. I
Yeah.
don't have any kids yet. Like we're
Yeah.
having one soon, but it's like I'm always worried like am I gonna be able to like have like open, honest conversations with my
Yeah.
kids about stuff that might be like considered awkward,
Yeah.
like the talk.
Yeah. I feel
Like, am I
like
gonna be able to have that with my kid, or is it just gonna be like,
just weird and not tell
I
them.
don't want to talk about
I
that. Like, that's awkward.
lately I have been better about awkward conversations
Yeah,
because I think I've gotten to the point where I need to have these conversations.
well,
Like before Sarah and I were married, like I guess this is TMI, but like I never wanted to be. I always wanted to poop alone or like go to the restroom alone. But like now it's just like she walks in, she walks in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like we could,
Well,
and
that's
I've
like,
seen her give birth to my child,
yeah.
to our child.
Did you okay? So I'm about to. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah.
Like, did you peek?
I didn't peek down there, but I cut the
Yeah,
umbilical cord. No, I did peek down there
yeah.
because I saw the hair. She's like, "Hey, the hair is sticking out." The doctor. She's like, "You want to
Oh,
see it?" I'm like, yeah. And I looked.
how was that experience? I don't want to. I don't need you. Like, is that TMI
I
for the
think I got
pod?
to the point where like, and I knew so much about Sarah, and like I'm so comfortable with myself,
Yeah,
so like I was okay with it,
yeah.
and it
I don't
didn't
feel
really
like that's.
scar me
I don't feel like that's gonna bother me.
because I
I don't know why.
it at some point it's like it's a baby,
Yeah,
it's your wife, your soon to be
yeah,
wife is giving birth,
yeah.
and so like
It's like
you kind
it's
of
a good thing.
it's a yeah it's a beautiful it's I heard someone say it's the most ugly beautiful thing in the world,
Yeah,
you know. So like you just gotta enjoy it
yeah,
and just like yeah enjoy every minute of
yeah.
it and like really experience it because like
Well,
you're not gonna have that time very
yeah.
much in your
Well,
life.
and that's like you were talking about something. I hope you remember what you were talking about before I cut you off. But um, like I feel like Courtney's, which I don't want to like get too much into what she's got going on
Yeah,
in her
yeah,
mind, but
yeah.
it's like sometimes I feel like like when you're pregnant, like your body's changing a lot and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, and I feel like
It's a little embarrassed about
some
talking.
women tend to worry about like their changing appearance and like their changing body and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, and Courtney's not too much like that, but it's like to me, it's like sometimes she'll be like, "Oh, well, like this or like this," and it's like, yeah, but like you're creating a baby, so it's like
Yeah,
all that stuff is what comes with it. So it's
yeah,
like it's good stuff, it's good changes,
yeah,
and it's like you know what I mean.
yeah.
So it's like I'd like none of it like, and maybe some men will like get like grossed out or something like that, or like
Dude, some men
less
are fucking kids
yeah,
about
like
it and
get
like
like
you.
less
I don't want to
attracted to
know
like
this.
their significant other, and it's
Yeah,
just like that's stupid to
I
me.
like
Like
if I hear anything about that, I want to punch the dude.
yeah, it's
You know
just
what I mean?
like I'm just like all that stuff that's happening. I'm just like that's like all good stuff. Like
Yeah,
and I'm not saying this is any of this stuff is.
natural.
I'm not saying
It's
yeah.
all
I'm not saying any of this stuff
natural.
is happening to Corner of like stretch marks or like
Yeah,
things like that that some women might be like oh this like may get like self conscious about or something. I'm just like that's all like it's good. Like you're
yeah.
growing. Like you're growing a baby. Like all that's good. Like that does stuff doesn't bother me. So it's I don't know. I'm interested to see how I feel about the actual birthing process.
I think I handled it pretty well
Yeah.
because the anesthesia guy didn't let me watch him put the anesthesia needle in.
Oh fuck that! I can't watch
He,
that
he said
anyway.
like people will pass out, like
Yeah,
guys will
I
pass
can't
out,
do that anyway.
but like everything else, I was fine with.
Courtney getting her
I,
blood drawn at all these appointments. I'm
yeah,
just like, I gotta look away. I'm not a big needle
really,
guy. I hate needles.
you'll see a lot of needles, but there's. I just kind of told myself like whatever happens happens, and like I'm
Yeah,
okay with it.
yeah,
And then like I think the biggest thing with me like anything happening and like talking about weird stuff and awkward stuff
yeah,
lately is just like these conversations have to happen.
Yeah.
Because like some conversations I've had with Sarah lately is like we're married, but like it's kind of like stuff you kind of need to talk about so you
Yeah.
guys can get through
Yeah.
an awkward thing that
Well,
like happened with us.
yeah.
And like it's gonna, if you don't have this conversation, a certain conversation, then like it's just gonna fester.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be
It's
able to
like
have like really good like open conversation like with your child, like whenever they're like able to articulate
I
like that?
I want to have those. I want to make sure he knows everything because I feel like sometimes a lot of parents don't really articulate like what's really going on.
Well, and I guess sometimes it's like some I don't know, maybe parents would like rather not know like what's going on in their kids' lives.
Yeah.
Like when it comes like when they're like kind of like
Mm.
in that like middle school, high school, college, it's like I don't really want
Yeah.
to know. I don't know if I
What
really want to know what you're doing.
what's I guess where the what line do you draw?
Yeah, like I mean, do you want like
Do I want to
I don't
know
know,
my
like
kids
if
having
yeah, if
sex
your kid like
with
becomes sex
multiple?
yeah, becomes sexually active, like do you want your kid to like have that conversation with you? Just like, hey, like heads up.
I almost do because if you don't talk to them about it, might have a kid, and
Well,
then they're,
yeah, or there
you
might
know
be
what I
like
mean?
STDs, things like that, like
Yeah.
for not being safe or whatever. But it's like, do you like, would you be able to have that? How would you be able to handle that conversation?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, like it's easy now just because he's a toddler. Can't talk back. It'd be a
Just
little,
talk at him.
yeah. But like when he gets older, it's gonna be a little different.
Yeah,
Well, 18 years from now, we'll talk more about this.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah,
So that's hard. I feel like I would want to have a good conversation and
yeah.
like open
I feel like I want to
conversation.
be able to have like a strong enough relationship with my children where it's like we can talk about stuff.
Because like if I've had things that happen in high school where it's just like I don't know what to do
Yeah.
and like how to handle the situation and like I don't really know who to like really talk to. So I feel like I'd kind of want to ask my parents about it.
Did you talk to your parents about stuff?
I
I don't want TMI, but
don't
just was it
know.
kind of like did you have like a good open?
I was with my mom. I was pretty open, but like I think some things I never really like mentioned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just well, it's just like I
Because
feel like
it's
when you're
kind
like
of,
in high school, you're kind of just like you're doing your
dude.
thing.
High school was just awkward,
It was just a weird time. Like
weird.
middle school, high school is just a weird time in everybody's life because it's like you're hitting puberty, like
Yeah,
your body's changing, it's
hormones.
things are happening, like other like it's when you're in middle school and high school, you're just around like a bunch of other kids that don't know what the fuck's going on
Yeah,
either.
same.
So a
Yeah,
bunch of like weird shit happens, and
weird.
it's like I'm just not gonna like mention that I saw that happen like ever
Yeah,
because like a bunch of like weird shit happens. I mean, you should get a
yeah,
bunch of like hormonal, like horned up kids in a high and put them in all in a building together. Like, a bunch of
yeah.
weird
Especially
stuff's gonna
especially
happen.
young kid, like young boys.
They just
They fucking do
they
something
just do stuff.
and like they don't think about like what they're doing.
No, they just people just, they just kids just do stuff.
And like then it happens, you're like, oh shit, I just did that.
Yeah. So it's like I don't, and then I don't. It's like I don't know. And then you're like I don't
Definitely
know.
interesting. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be weirder just
Yeah.
because of what has social media has created in this culture. I
Yeah.
think it's just gonna be a lot more weird than what it was when we were.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we had social media, or whatever, but
That's
it'd be just
true.
different.
Kids are different now, man.
It would be, yeah,
I say kids, like I'm not talking like children. I'm talking like
yeah, high school,
teenagers, like
yeah,
college kids. Like because I mean I'm work with college kids on a daily basis, and some of the shit they do, like the shit they say, the
yeah.
shit they do, it's just like,
What?
what are you doing?
Yeah, I wonder if that's how our parents.
Like, do you just even think about what you're doing?
Yeah,
Like they just like we were saying, like you said, like they just do shit, and then
yeah.
you're just like, why'd you do that? And they're just like, I don't know. And it's just like,
It's
why
got to
don't?
be the front lobe, brain,
Or
whatever.
is it just mush? Is their brain just mush from just being on TikTok for 20 years? Like
Oh,
however
that's a
old they
good.
are?
That's a good.
I hate to, I love TikTok. Like I love just getting on TikTok because it's a quick way to just like I got 20 minutes,
Yeah.
just bang 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 bang. But it's like
Wonder what that does to our brains.
I don't like what it's doing to my brain. I can tell what it's doing. My attention span is shorter.
Yeah. Too much
Um,
dopamine. Too much dopamine release,
well,
serotonin
it's just
release.
why. I mean, why would I? If you think about it, when I just have like a spare like 20 minutes, like I'm waiting in a waiting room, right?
Yeah.
Why would I just sit there when I have the entire world right
Yeah.
here? Like I
Yeah.
can have any form of entertainment that I
Yeah.
want right here. I can get that in my brain. But then it's like now I find myself it's like, okay, I get a work text, right?
Do you work?
I
Get done.
I get my work text, boom boom, send the text, and then without even thinking about it,
Open up
I go
something else.
swipe up, swipe over, I'm on
Yep.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I'm on TikTok. And I'm just like,
Yep.
how the
In
fuck
20
did I
minutes.
even get here?
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. I'm just there.
Cause it. Yeah.
It's just I don't know what you don't know. I don't even know what's going on.
So that's like the thing with like, is that a time waster? Like, what if you like do something else where like you look for like a podcast topic,
You read a book. You
or
listen
like
to a book.
or you listen to a book while you're just sitting there, or
You
you
read
have a
it.
book on your
Or you
phone,
sit there. You talk to somebody.
or
You have a conversation.
yeah, or you just think about your life or what happened that day, or like what
Yeah.
is happening next, or like what can I change about myself?
Or you just sit there.
Just fucking yeah.
You just sit there.
Like
Because that's I always think about it. It's like, what did people do before TVs,
so
right?
you had magazine like in a waiting room, obviously magazines.
Or it's like
Yeah.
let's go back to like 1700s, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, I mean, obviously, like everybody's like, oh, well, they worked. Okay, well, let's say you're like affluent, rich, like aristocrat.
Oh,
Like
you had parties.
you
You
don't,
talked.
you're having parties, you're talking to people, like your friends are coming over, something like that.
Very social.
Or is it like there had to just be times where it's like they're just sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, because sometimes
what
it's
else?
like, what you're not going to turn the TV on, you can't turn the radio on
Well, you got to
if
think
nobody's around.
how many amenities we have. Is that I don't know if that's the right word,
Yeah,
but how many
amenities is probably the right word.
how much stuff we have to make everything easier.
You have
That's easier. Running water is easier. So like maybe like
maybe
some of
they
their
just
time was
would go
just
fetch some water.
going to get some
But then
water,
what if they're rich? They just have somebody go get water for them.
and then they have. I mean, if you're, I
What
don't
do
know
you
if I'd want to be rich in that time though, because that would be so
want
much
something
time.
to do?
Yeah, because like, what are you doing? You're
I don't know if you want to be poor in the 1700s.
dude. No, dude.
I would rather I would just rather sit in a chair for 3 hours a day.
Just get the plague, just scurvy or whatever.
Just
I
got
don't
to
know.
cut your leg off just because
Yeah.
it's getting infected
Damn.
from a cut. Like,
Doesn't look good.
yeah, just living in literal shit
Oh,
because
dude.
they didn't have sewers.
I would not want to be a doctor during that time.
Yeah, just wearing like the big like
Yeah,
the
bring
big
out your
beak thing.
dead.
Yeah.
Ding.
I mean, you just got to
Anyways,
think about it. There had to just be times
there's
where
literally nothing
they
for
were
them
just
to do.
sitting there, like they're waiting for their friends to come over, and they're just sitting in a chair, just
Quiet
sitting there.
or pacing. I think pacing and walking
Would you
was the thing.
pace? Would you pace?
Yeah.
Is that what you would do?
I think I would pace.
Would you just sit?
I think I'd be a big pacer guy.
There had to be a time in the world where somebody just sat down for like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and just didn't do anything. Nothing.
Like
Didn't play on a phone. Didn't read a book.
meditating doesn't count.
I mean, yeah, no, not like not like purposeful meditation.
Just
but
like literally like nothing.
just sat there.
Just
When is the last time you just sat somewhere and didn't do a fucking thing? Didn't watch TV, didn't play on your phone, didn't read a book, didn't listen to a book, didn't play with your kid, didn't play with your dog, didn't eat something. You just sat there and didn't fucking do a thing. Didn't do a thing.
for more than like 5-10 minutes. I don't know.
Like an hour. I could
An
not.
hour, I don't know.
I have never. I don't think I've ever in my life, maybe except when I was like a kid, I didn't have a phone. Have I just sat somewhere for more than 20, 30 minutes without doing
like
anything?
if I was outdoors, just like as a kid, I'd be like walking or like
just walking
kicking
around.
some dirt,
I've never just sat there and not
just
did
doing
anything.
kid things.
But it's like even you think it's like, oh, it's like camping. You're sitting out by the campfire. Maybe you're grilling. It's like, maybe okay, maybe I'm
But you're
drinking.
doing
Maybe
something.
I'm drinking a beer.
You doing something though.
Yeah. I don't know.
If I was out in like the nature, I would sit. But
I
then
do kind of want to get. I want to get away from the phone, dude. I'm so sick of the phone. I'm sick of fucking technology. Like I'm really tired. Obviously, we're doing this on technology, so maybe I'm not totally sick of it. I work on technology, so I need it. But like, I want to get back to like, I don't know, like write a fucking letter to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like correspondence, or like
Yeah.
use like a fucking typewriter. Like fuck the computer. So
Just a fucking
if I'm
typewriter.
typing something on a computer, boom, boom, boom. I'm on Amazon. I'm shopping for something. I'm looking at shit.
Yeah.
Like that's what I do. I find myself doing that all the time. I'm on Etsy. I'm
If
looking at leather stuff.
well, like if you go back to no technology, how much money do you think you'd save? Because I was
How
talking with
much money would
Sarah.
sorry, how much money would I make though with no technology? Fucking zero. My whole job is technology.
What job can you get without technology today?